I got the same question for you, man. Like, what do you think is going on with the men?
Yeah, good question. I think with the men, yeah, I think there's a couple things. I think hyper exposure to multiple women is definitely
The illusion of
massive,
choice.
mashing up guys in my opinion, because I think it just, we live in that kind of culture where it's like, oh, if you do something to annoy me in one moment, I can just swipe
Throw you
past you
away,
and
yeah.
someone else will just come the next minute. Whereas obviously like long-term relationships, they require you to kind of, have those times of, forgiveness and learning from each other. And also I found in relationships, the arguments sometimes deepen the intimacy, because then you get to actually see what hurts and triggers a person. But it's like we don't want that anymore. We just want to kind of like, oh, you've said something to trigger me and whatever. So goodbye. So I think that's one of the things that's messing men up. I think also we're now exposed also to what so many other people do. So men are now probably less content with what they earn, and what they're doing with their career. So they probably think they need to make it to a particular goal before getting a woman, because obviously the likes of the media sometimes are telling women that, yeah, you need to get a guy who's trapping or doing this and doing that and the rest of it to kind of,
Or he needs to earn 6 figures.
before he's accepted and all of these different things. So before we didn't know that. You probably knew 1-2 people who were earning this amount of money. Now you go on TikTok and everybody's telling you guys a 6-figure earner, everyone's on 100k, and they're on 100k because you're buying the course that they're selling to you about how to get to 100k. So I think that's also a thing that's affecting men. I think just hypersexualization in society, pornography, all of the things. It's like, why do I need to go out and do all the things to get the prize of having a woman when I can like either
open up my laptop and I got the prize.
You got the prize, or people go out and pay for it, and all of these things. Obviously, prostitution has been around for time, so that those kind of things. Those are the main things that come to mind as well. And I think probably, I think a lot, maybe some of our parents' generation weren't as healed emotionally, and I think we're probably looking at them as like the standard of how a relationship should be, when maybe they were really going through a lot of traumatic things themselves, potentially. That we weren't privy to. So we kind of think, oh, they stayed together for 40 years, so it must have been what real love is. But really, daddy was probably doing the same things, but just hidden. Not necessarily all the case, but you know what I mean? So yeah, I think those are the main things I would say affecting guys. What do you think, bro? Anything different to that, or?
No, but I probably, the one that I really want to emphasize is the illusion of choice. I think the heightened use of social media has definitely affected us. It's almost like Netflix, right?
Yeah.
You're going through Netflix, you're looking for something to watch. You find something, but you're like, I think I can find something better.
Absolutely.
Right? So you keep on scrolling and you keep on scrolling until you choose nothing at all, right? And I think what a lot of men have gone through, or are going through, in fact, they think that they have so much variety of choice, right? And I hear this all the time, that the men are so lucky. There's so many great women around, right? There's so many great women. First of all, I don't even know your attitude. I don't know your personality. You might be a terrible person, right? But just the fact that, they're just so pretty, right? As if that is the be all and end all, right? And so I think a lot of men have taken on that notion, and so they delay, something that might have come into their life, and they dismiss it because it might not be the right time, or there's something better out there, or they're not making enough money. I can tell you from experience, I've done that. I felt like I would use my traumatic experiences as a reason to back out of it, But I think that was because I was a lot younger. I was very immature. I hadn't had those conversations to really unlock what I was going through. And so it was like a get out of jail card, Then we don't need to address it. Just, I can't do this right now. And so we just leave it.
I think another layer of things as well is that we've got a lot of people now, obviously, in our stages and ages of life that are now divorcing in terms of they've come out of a marriage already, divorced, and some people have actually, I've spoken to guys, I've spoken to men since, and they're like, I'm not looking to get married again. 100%. Yes, as well.
Yes.
I even know personally a guy that is in his 40s, still just come out of a marriage, and that was now some years ago, but it's like just one of those, can you send me a picture kind of guys. It's like, you're a big, grown, hardback man. Are you not embarrassed? Are you actually you know, so it's just kind of, but it's like he enjoys having, once again, access to maybe different females.
Yeah.
And then the audacity to even ask for a picture when there's no actual connection there. It's just so, it's just...
You know what it is as well?
Strange.
It's strange, you're right. And it's in the palm of our hands now. Before, we used to have to go out to the bar or go to the pub or whatever to go and search physically to meet people and to go and be around people. Now, because everything's on your phone, you can quite literally just beep, 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 beep. You're done, you're nice, and then you can find whatever you want on there. Do you know what I'm saying? So you don't, as a man, you don't have to move much in order to get much. And I think that is probably one of the reasons why the other day we went out, me and Alpha went out. And we was with there was a group of ladies that were around us, but they obviously everyone's talking to different people and whatever, and we were just chatting, and they were like, "Oh, what's wrong with your kind, man? Like, they never come up to us and chat to us, or like, it's like, well, you lot are just scared to talk to us, man. Like, why are you guys so shy? Stop being shy. What's going on? Like, we want to talk to you, sort of thing, but you lot are just being shy." And I think this is where the kind of sometimes the nice guy thing comes in, because, you know, a lot of guys now, especially due to particular movements in the past and stuff, some men might be kind of weary of how to approach a woman.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And also, women are doing it a lot more these days. Women are doing bits. Is that what right? Oh, okay, that's what I was gonna change it. Women are doing bits these days, and sometimes that's intimidating to men. Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where women are doing a lot better in terms of economically, educationally, than some, you know, previous decades, etc. So they're just more clued up. So I feel like women are in a position where it's almost like the power has changed hands. I think is also one of the reasons why some men are, you know.
And I think a lot of men, from things that I know, not me, I'm great. But there are some men who just have lived a very pampered life, right? As in, everything has been done for them. They haven't had to necessarily lift a finger because of patriarchy, right? And so when they are now of age and they want to date, right, and they're looking for a woman that, you know, makes sense to their life, essentially what they're looking for is their mothers.
That's also true. That's also true.
When they don't meet that, or something that looks like that, like, for example, doing all the quote-unquote motherly things, you know, clean up, cook, all of that, all these things that we can all learn about ourselves, right? Now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, the women are trash, or that's why you're so single at whatever age, right? God. And they're not doing anything great with their lives either, right? It's not as if that they have any lofty goals or ambition. Not that necessarily matters. I'm really talking about the behavior here. That, I think, is the reason why, unfortunately, a lot of women are they're looking at the market and it's like, wow, there's nothing here. It's very low quality, you know? But
it's mad, man. It's mad. I think we're in interesting climate, and I think, to your point, Kibibe, what you said about people not wanting to marry after they've done it once. One of my mentors, he was married for 20 years, and then I was like, so would you get married again? He's like, nah, I feel like I've done that. Like, I don't want to. I got the t-shirt, wore the mug, got the mug. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm all right. And even my mum, I remember I was like, Mom, do you not want to get remarried? She's like, yeah, maybe, but she's like, she feels like she's done it, kind of thing. And I think when you haven't done it, you kind of probably see it as like, oh, I need to get it, I need to do it. But then once you've done it, you're probably like, it's I don't know, it's I think we're sold, sometimes you can be sold a fairy tale, innit? 100%. Like, and you kind of feel like, unless you graduate, you're not worth of anything. Unless you get married, you're not worth it. It's it's always this next hurdle. Remember, they told you, if you don't do well in your GCSEs, your employer's not gonna think it. Who even looks at your GCSEs now? You know what I'm saying?
Sitting there doing the exam like,
oh God, I need to get an A. I need to get an A. I'm so stressed. It's just, I don't know. Could it be one of those things? Who knows? But I think, Can
I just say, though, something to what you said about the power's changed hands? I just think the roles they've still been defined and outlined for us, though. So it's not about, for me, I never look at, and hence why when a man's saying, you know, what are you seeking, when I'm also saying, what are you after in a woman, finances never comes up for me because I'm not. I don't care about really and truly. I care about once again who you are.
I've heard so many women
work
say this.
You are
so
doing
many,
in
yeah.
yourself. Like that's what means more to me. Your character,
yeah.
And then compatibility. It's not about the because obviously, you know, even with what I shared about, you know, to you guys. You know, money comes and goes.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you definitely know as a creative as well. 1 minute it could be that, as I said, you're having I don't know, wild caught salmon, sea bass and caviar. Next month,
corned beef and rice.
Baked beans, not even baked beans on toast.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, money comes and goes, literally. So I don't actually hear that as well. I mean, maybe it's just the circles that I'm around and the women that I'm about. We don't look at money like that.
Wow.
We're not really about that. It's like, yes, okay, the ability to provide. Yes, provider, that is your role anyway. But in terms of, we're here to happy to contribute. We're happy to add value to your life. We want to, nurture the children. We want to be loving wives to you. We want to pray for you. That's another thing that's not even spoken about. Or men, they underestimate the power of a praying woman. Like the Bible says, we're easers. We're warring on your behalf because you guys are fighting battles that we will never know. And so even that, I just feel it's so sad when I kind of, a lot of men, they don't actually add weight to the power of a praying woman. When I think that you're looking with the wrong eyes anyway. You know, so. Layers, guys.
Why do you think? Sorry, I was just saying. Why do you think men are so fixated on this whole money thing? Then, like, from a woman's perspective, why is money coming into the conversation? Is it because I've heard a couple women say this where it's like, I'm happy to contribute, you know, it's not that deep sort of thing. But we have this thing.
First date notion nonsense. And even dating and, if you can't afford to court you, then you should never get married or whatever it might be. It's just like, a lot of women are like, these times that we're in, the economy, I mean, my God, have some you've got to be really stone cold if you are that like woman that's like, and you should not be probably even, no man should be looking at you anyway, because I don't think you've got a heart of even a wife or someone that should be a partner anyway. If you're so cold and like about yourself, it's like, well, you better find it or whatever it might be. And you know, I just think it's
shallow.
I don't know what the reality is of women that are just genuinely just cool to just, I just want someone beside me that is going to be good for me and loves me. And maybe there's an aspect of media lying to us and projecting these kind of women, these baddie women or whatever it might be, and these city girl stuff, and maybe that's not the truth of what they have. The majority of ladies. Maybe there's a lie there. I don't know.
I mean, I was going to talk on the city girls, but I'll leave it for now. I'll leave that for now.
I mean, I just actually asked ChatGPT very quickly. I wanted to ask what were the highest causes for divorce in the UK, and number 4 is financial issues.
Number 4, wow. 4. That used to be number 1.
It did used to be number 1, yeah.
Number 1 right now is unreasonable behaviour.
Ooh, that speaks to some mental health business.
Verbal abuse, emotion.
Number 2 is adultery. Number 3 is lack of communication or growing apart.
That's so interesting.
Growing apart. You know what? It's so important, I think, personally, to have a partner that wants to grow with you.
Yes.
So important. Growth mindset is very key.
That's what I look for as well.
If you're a growth mindset person.
But you have to find somebody that is willing to understand that the struggle is something that you both go through, right? So, for example, it's so funny that we're talking about this because I had a conversation with my friend before you guys came over, and we were just reminiscing. I do this all the time, man. I was reminiscing on my Amazon days, right? And I said, okay, cool. I went through this period in my life. Can you stand beside me whilst I'm going through this as well? Like, have you been through something? Do you get, like, if you're looking for a partner, she must have had to have gone through something as well to understand, because as much as let's say your partner is maybe struggling financially or has been made redundant, right? You need a strong partner to stand beside you that is willing to listen to you moaning and nagging about the fact that you hate working at Amazon and you're just not going to get out and you've given up on all your dreams, because that is needed, right? And so when I'm looking for a partner, I'm like, do you get this? Can you stand beside me whilst I nag? Because I will. I'm going to have a moan about this. Do you get this? And it makes me think that it's so much deeper than all the trivial things that we think about. You hear about who pays on their first day, and even dowry, that stupid thing that we do. How much are you going to pay for the bride price? And all that nonsense. Like, can you stand beside me during the hard times?
You want equal rights, but you were happy to take dowry. It doesn't even make sense.
But
dowry is a payment to own you.
Can you stand? Yeah, but can you stand beside me during these times? That's very important. And I just...
Everyone's on the up, but when it gets down,
the trough,
right?
Health, something that's so unpredicted, it licks you. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
some people they go.
I
didn't sign up to be a carer, so sorry, I've got to go.
Yeah, but really and truly, Christian woman is supposed to be the most faithful of women because them I pray to the God when they can't see, and them I stick beside him. So I'm kind of like, well, you should have just stick with. I'm here and you can see me.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm right here, and you must. So where you going?
That you ain't never
seen.
That
you ain't never seen, but you're there. A ball over.
What? Holy Spirit not in me.
Not in me neither.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? They're supposed to be the most faithful. No, it's true though. It's true. I think that people. I think there's a crisis going on, but I think the crisis is a lot more. It's happening online than it is in reality, because I think when you go out on the road and you go out and you see and you touch the grass, you'll see people, they're mixing, they're mingling, they're talking to people, etc., etc. I think online there seems to be this we've kind of made the online place where we try to kind of live actual life, and it's not where actual life is lived. No one can get like a real sense of who you are unless they're in your presence. No one can kind of get to know you by like scrolling your profile and going, oh yeah, she took this picture in this country and oh, she's this type of person. No one can know that until they get around you over a sustained period of time. But we just want everything like now. It's convenient. It's like, I want my food, I want to order from Pizza Hut and from McDonald's, and I want it to come at the same time. Uber Eats now. Okay, cool, that's delivered to me. My partner delivered to, everything's delivered to us. We don't, we're not, there's no working. It's all take rather than give. So yeah, it's really interesting. I think one thing I'm interested to know from you, Kibibe, it sounds like from the Christian guys that you've dated, that they are, that they're not the most fervent of Christian guys. Like they seem to be kind of like maybe just Christian by the label.
It would be in some ways lukewarm.
Probably there's a lot of that.
Lukewarm guys.
Okay, so lukewarm guys. If you had an actual Bible believing, very serious man of God, wakes up, prays, doesn't but he has to be fine. Okay, so it needs to be fine, right? Okay, so if you had that kind of disciplined man of God, would you be opposed to that? Because there was a lot of women who I believe they want the Christian guy, but they want the Christian guy because they think the Christian guy won't cheat because he has an accountability. Whereas that's what
he still has eyes,
Huh?
He still has eyes,
Yeah, I know, of course. But there's that element of like, oh, I want the Christian guy. It's like, well, why? Why? Do you get what I'm saying?
What's their reason for saying why? When you say why, what is their thing for saying?
I think this might be my projection, but I think that women who then kind of go, they get older, they're like, I want a Christian guy now, or whatever. I think it's because there's a certain level of like accountability that guy has relative to another guy, or should, quote unquote, let's say should have. So it's like, if he's a Christian, he might be less inclined to do me wrong because he has something he's accountable to, whereas a guy who hasn't got anything he's accountable to can just do whatever. That's my understanding. But if you had a spiritually disciplined man, would that be a thing? That's a good thing for you.
100%, I'm there.
Oh, okay.
And I think because I'm, thinking on the levels of wife and also mother, I'm like, being a good mother starts from now. I have to be very, very careful of who I tie myself to. Now that I'm also, as I said, coming into, I think, my own assignments in this life as well, and getting more aware of that. It's real. It's not. So if it's a thing of you can't meet that, I have to go. I have to go because I've got something on my life regardless. But you're only going to either you're going to take me. Some people say they ever take you to heaven or hell, and I can't afford to. Some guys are on their way to hell. Literally, that's how to describe it. They're on the way to hell, and I'm not here to tying up myself to you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
One anchor to your ankle, boy, just dragging you to hell, fam.
I'm am not being found with your ass.
Damn.
No, I'm so sorry.
So
So
if he wakes up in the morning fast, you know, what's the fast? You're down for all of that.
100%. I want you to be, and one thing that I say to these guys that when they say what you're looking for in a guy, good leadership. Where are you leading me to? Because I'm here. Your girl's willing to submit. I'm not here to go toe to toe with you. Yes, I'm a leader in my own right, but you're the man. I guess it. That's fine. And so it's just where are you? There's no, and that's why I get put off, because if I don't hear Christ, I'm like, well, who's leading you then?
Right.
Because you need to be. Doesn't the Bible say that even you are submitted to you're submitted to Christ? You come under Christ, and then you are over us, as it were. But who is over you? So you're, you know, I say it like this as well. A man, because I have been cheated on as well, but this was many years ago. But a man that lacks accountability is a dangerous man, and you need to stay well away from him. It's red flags instantly. If there's no one in your life that checks you, or even looking at their friendship group sometimes is enough. It's like your guys the other day I was even doing a bit of modelling. I work with a shop, an African tailor basically, and sometimes I model the dresses, and I'm, you know, in the shop physically. And there was a guy that was, guys, when I tell you, he was all up in my face. We had a bit of a, I'm not gonna lie, there was a bit of a, I thought he was quite attractive. Don't really look at, I guess, I don't want to say I don't look at Caribbean men. I don't want to say that like that. But I don't, he was, you know, actually Caribbean, like born and bred. And, you know, he was very, kind of had a charm and a thing about him. And I was like, yeah, okay. So, you know, I was there, obviously, and I was just trying to direct him to the shop anyway. And take I guess, take the gaze off of me to the clothes, really. You know, and kind of entertaining him at the same time, I'll be so honest, you know. It's only when he got into the shop and is looking around fully and, oh yes, well, I have to buy something because of you, and then all these little remarks. I'm like, yes. It's only when he kind of took a step back and you know, I think he was trying on some jewelry stuff. And I'm like, guys, guess what I saw?
What?
A wedding ring.
Oh,
that'll do it. And no, he had a friend with him. So I'm like, you're really like, as in you're here and you're watching your friend. I just couldn't get my head around it. I was like, wow, you are not a friend at all, that's for one. And then I thought about the wife and I thought, oh my gosh, how can you be going on like this? Do you not have any shame? You've actually got a way. I can understand. I don't understand at all, but I can't see something visually, of course. If you've got no ring on, there's nothing there to even say you're married. That's one thing. But to have that on, and it's so disrespectful. And so my attitude and everything towards him instantly changed, because I'm like, no, you've got the wrong one. And then it's funny because later on I saw, he did buy something, bless him. But then later on I saw him when I went up, it was around the Shoreditch area. And then I bumped into him again. He was actually after my number this time.
Wow.
And I'm like, I said to the friend, I said, you need to check your friend, actually. So what you need to do is check your friend.
It's good that you
can't
told him
let
straight
your
up.
friend do this.
No.
So, you know, I did say something. I said, I'm quite straight up like that, but I just thought the guys, he's just weak to me. Any friend that just lets your man just do, some guys, they leave their friends. They're like, no, I'm not going to entertain that. I'm so sorry. I sit in your house, your wife cooks me meals,
and all of that.
Nah, I can't do that, man.
It's mad.
Disrespectful.
It is very disrespectful.
So,
that is mad.
That's what just came up. Sorry, as we were talking about.
Yeah,
that.
it makes sense.
It's not cool, man.
Jesus, a lot of married men are doing that, you know, because it's the audacity.
Get your life.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
they're happy at home.
They must not be, boy. They're just pushing out.
Greedy, you know?
I think it's greed. I think it's greed.
Also just lust as well.
Oh, yeah, lust of the
I
eyes.
have that one, I have that one.
Yeah,
But
see if
my
I
thing
still
is,
got
yeah,
it.
It's like, I'm not encouraging no one to cheat yet, but if you're gonna cheat, like, take the ring off at least.
At least take it off.
Like, take
That's
it
what I'm saying. It'll
off.
be understandable
At
if there was,
least.
and at least then I could even then you might have got a number maybe off of me, maybe because of how we were.
Do you know what I mean?
But to have it on.
I cheated, but I'm like, I think that if I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna take the ring off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Looking
cheat.
down, I'm saying, I said, what? And you're going on, I just couldn't believe
That's
it.
crazy. That's
Believe
crazy.
it.
That's mad. What about you, Afo? What kind of woman are you looking for?
You put me on the spot, man.
In terms of that kind of like, you know, the supportive elements, the Christian elements.
Definitely want a supportive woman, somebody that understands and I can be vulnerable with, and just have like real conversation. And I'm saying that because I went to like some men's talk on a Wednesday, right? And the perspectives that I was just listening to was just fantastic. And we were talking about, what does it look like to leave a legacy as a man, things of that nature, right? And those are the type of conversations that I would like to have, or just just being vulnerable in general. I'd like to be in a space in which when I'm coming home there's peace and I can have that conversation with her, and I can actually talk about my fears.
And it doesn't come into an argument.
And
either.
it doesn't turn into an argument. And it's not, you're not going to weaponize what I say when I say that I'm kind of scared of what we're about to do or where I think we're going right now in life, right? Like, I need like somebody I could just lay my head on and just know that she's telling me everything's going to be okay. I just need you to tell me that, and then I will switch on and it's time to move, you know? And if I can't have that level of vulnerability, I don't want it, man, because I can't waste no more time, man. There's some mad women out here, man. I don't.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
I don't want to. If I can't open myself up in that manner, then there's just no point now anymore. I think hopefully gone are the days of just messing around and just playing. I wanna be very, very serious now.
That's why I do believe that men as well need to be praying for the spirit of discernment like never before. It's not just women, it is men as well. Yeah. Because there are a lot of women that are masking certain things, as I said, they're using you, they just want to, whatever it is.
Using?
There's so much, there's women that are just, literally, it's just awful as well on men's side as well. And that's why I'm sad as well, because there's a lot of women that they're also, some of them they've been broken heart. They're like, do you know what? Deuces to this, like, this faithful, like, I'm here playing the game too. I'm not. So there's a lot of broken women, and then women are turning to women as well in terms of relationships because of their what their past traumas with men. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of noise.
A lot of noise, and it's all on our handheld devices for us to see and for us to live through. There's also a thing about sometimes gleaning too much from other people's stories. Like, I'm a believer that it's so good to like kind of learn from other people's mistakes so that you can kind of learn and not make them.
You shouldn't have to go through
everything. But at the same time, sometimes when you know too much, it can kind of like warp your idea of how your thing is going to be. And I think it's so important to kind of just like, I've had to do it because I'm someone, I will glean from everybody, glean, listen, what did you do? Okay, what did you do? And try and avoid everything, to the point where it's like you also then become hesitant of starting your own thing because you just think it's going to end up like everybody else's.
I think it's so important now, like Kibibe said, you've got to be so straightforward in this thing when you're talking to them. Like, just try and find out not the ins and outs, but it's like, what are you doing this for? Like, do we align? Do we make sense? Like, it's time, money as well. It's time and money. And
another key thing as well. Another key question is, when was your last relationship? Some people have linked. I think I was on a date with a guy. This was some years back. Yeah. But then he said he kind of got talking to a lady, and it was going well. But then it's like she'd only just left like a very long relationship, like 10 years, and she was then dating like months afterwards.
No.
How are you gonna? You're he'll where? Like, as in, there's going to be stuff you need to unpack. You need to have that. It's like,
isn't he scared as well?
So that's what we're going through now. We're going through that where people are coming out of relationships and then going and it's like,
man,
not having that space even just to kind of be
by yourself and stuff. A lot of people are scared of that as well. They're scared to be by themselves, but you have to recalibrate. You have to unpack. You definitely do.
I mean, the same question to you, bro. Like, what are you? What does that look for you? What are you looking for?
You know, I want someone that I can laugh with. That I can just laugh. That life can be so treacherous sometimes that you just need someone that you can just crack a joke with. Like kids. Like a kid, like literally your complete childlike self. Like, that's what you want. And also, obviously, the support. The beauty needs to be there, obviously.
I mean, you're talking for me as well.
Yeah. Like, obviously, all of that needs to be there. But I think primarily it's the like, just you can share yourself.
Yes.
And you can be, to be honest, it's kind of what you said, the vulnerability.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
Remember we say this all the time. Yeah. If I call you, I'll be like, why am I telling Mike about my day, bro?
I've called me the other day, I've called me the other day, and I literally looked at it, and it was 9:30, and I was like, Afro was calling me because he hasn't got a girl. And then as he answered, I was like, Afro, what's up? And he was like, hey bro, how are you? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. What's up? And he's like, yeah, I want to tell you about my day. And I was like, okay.
I clocked myself because I've done that to you. I've done that to my big sis as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's alright, bro. You can call me a Toby about
No,
it.
that's fine though. I'm telling you. 'Cause I think there's a lot of guys, sadly, as well, that are they're holding a lot of things in.
And they ain't got no one to chat to.
You know, as I said, a lot of things come their way mentally as well.
Yeah.
I know that also sometimes I think men that are 45. Okay, yes, we're not there yet, but there's a real vulnerable time there. There's a lot of them that are suicidal at that stage. My God, it's so. So a lot of men are holding things in naturally, and so I like that you've said that.
Yeah.
And it's not, don't think that I need a girl necessarily. You're just
no, but I'm just like it's like
I hear it.
It would be nice to at least like I'm glad that I've got my bros that I can just call.
Nice. And then I'm like, well, get off my phone, man.
Yeah. Thank goodness that happened.
Nah. I think man. I think, you know what? It's interesting hearing the female perspective on this stuff, because I think sometimes as guys we kind of can be very one-dimensional, and when we all speak to each other, we're all talking to each other, so we're all coming with that same lens of what we think the situation is, whereas hearing women say things like, look, the money's not that deep, the character's actually the more important thing, what you're working on internally, you know, who you are, these things, these inner man things, these are the things that can sometimes get negated because we're just trying to chase the bag. And like you said, money comes, money goes.
You're enough as well.
You're enough as well.
Right, women, you're enough.
Yeah,
I love you.
that is big. That is actually the biggest facts of all. You can be broke.
The women that are like that out there.
There's plenty, you know. There's plenty. There's
Actually,
plenty.
there are
plenty.
But you know what it is? It goes in one ear and comes out the other. Because remember,
for who?
For men, they'll say that. The women will say that, because I actually remember a time. See, it went in my ear and went out the other. There was remember we went to Theo's brunch, right? And then we were talking with the ladies, and they were like, "Oh no, the money doesn't matter." Blah blah blah. But these times they're like personal shoppers, so money's high for them. So they're like, "Oh, but the money doesn't matter. We're looking for men that that care about us. You know, that can be our protector." Blah blah blah. Right? It went in one ear for me and came out the other.
But that's for you though. I think that's a you thing, because for me, I don't think I've ever like led with like money when it comes to women ever. That's just never ever been the case for me, because I just think that it's not because I didn't have it. I had it, but I just didn't think it was a thing. I also think, I'm going to be honest, I do think it's the way West Africans are raised versus Caribbeans. I think West Africans, you guys are really raised to like, everything is about, your value is very tied to your work and how much money you have, and you all kind of like to like show the other person how much you have and stuff like that. Caribbean people ain't like that.
Do you know why,
we're more about the vibes. I feel like we're a bit more like relaxed.
Not to put my business out there. Not to put my business out there, but it's just things that I've seen growing up here. God, as an African man, if you ain't got money, those will shout at you. They will look up and down at you like you ain't worth nothing. I never want to have to go through that in my life. So
it would be healing when you get a girl that doesn't expect that of you, because I think it would just undo so much of that thing, so much pressure.
And the pressure is
at any moment or
what happened?
I lost my job before. I remember I told this babe, I told her I lost my job, Bruv, you know we stopped talking like after a week.
What country was she from?
I don't want to say, because I don't want to make it big.
Is she Caribbean?
She's not Caribbean. No, I don't want to make it big.
She couldn't be. She couldn't be, to be honest with you. She couldn't be.
So what did that look like when you stopped talking? Sorry, was it just a text of, was she saying, don't worry, you'll be all right?
She was going through some stuff as well, and so she basically strung me on. I don't want to make it big, but she strung me on for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Sometimes I can never remember these stories.
For a long time.
In terms of what?
I can tell you some stories. I'll tell off mic.
Okay. So basically, we're saying the way that we're raised is also bringing a big part of this kind of money conversation.
She just wanted me to be there for her because of the things that she was going through. So I was basically like on standby. Okay. I was a fool. I fell for it. Oh god.
Oh gosh. Could you be with a guy that earns less than you? Oh, love that.
I believe her. I believe her.
Absolutely.
100%. And you know what? I'm just reminded of, in terms of when women say stuff, which we all say stuff. We're all humans, but. Because even there's some ladies that said, "Oh, I'll never keep your kids from you." Years later, have a child. They're the first ones that are acting up with the children. They don't want you're not seeing them, or playing games, and making the child become like a cash cow type vibe. or dowry even, pay before you pay or take it away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a sad thing because it's kind of like
Kibibe is actually very funny. Oh man.
It's how do you, and that's why I think discernment, it comes back to discernment. I really do. I feel like that is something that is going to hold you even when we're past their words.
Yeah.
One of my prayers these days is, Lord, show me who people are past their smiles and the words coming out their mouth. I need to see.
Right.
I need to know who's who. I need to mark who's who because it's real out here.
Yeah, it's
Honestly.
serious. It's serious. It's a serious thing.
I remember I was with that girl in particular. Sorry, it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I just need to say it right.
Go for it.
I remember I was with this girl and we were with somebody. Somebody was there with us, right? Sorting something out for her, right? And I remember we were like we were flirting, we were talking, right? But like she said to the person, like, but we're not even together yet. God.
What, as in?
Yeah, to that stranger, to a stranger. And I'm like, hold on. Why are we having this conversation? I thought we decided we were just going to be friends. You know, and now, what? Words are important because I catch everything. Anyways, yeah, that was my 2023.
Oh, gosh. Goodness me, boy. I think you'd be quite interested in this sort of podcast that I listen. I do a variety. Yeah. But, okay, so essentially... firstly, thank you for coming on, Kibibe. You've been our first guest this season since we've come back, so it's really great to have a familiar face back. I think some of the key takeaways, I think, for people who are listening, who've been watching, I think the main thing, especially we have a balanced listenership in terms of women and men, but it's majority women. I think that the message that I'm getting is that, bros, for the guys who listen, the money, the status, all of the things that you probably are attributing your self-worth to because of your boys doesn't really matter. In actuality, it's probably more the inner man, the character, who you are inside, where you're going, what your vision is. And I'm personally a believer, and this is not me just saying it, I'm a believer that women are the ones that incubate a man's vision.
Yes.
A lot of the time, like it's you give it to the right woman and then she'll just like germinate it and it will just kind of multiply it. That's what I think women are really, really graced with. Which is why I think a lot of men find it hard when they're trying to do this kind of solo thing by themselves. And I think it's why the Bible says the thing about, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord, because I think it's that partnership that allows you to then kind of thing. Again, this is me speaking theoretically. I'm not married, all of these things.
Even the power and agreement, though, one can put 1,000
there you go.
10,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And then